Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's good? Chris Unbiased checking in, man, back with the blog, man. You see the title, man. You see the title. Y'all niggas ain't gonna even believe this shit, bro. Y'all niggas are not going to believe this stuff. So, the other day, right, I'm minding my own business. I'm watching football, you know what I'm saying? Watching a little Kansas City, Detroit football game last night. And I'm just like, you know what? It's halftime. Let me just go on TUBI, right? So nigga go on TUBI. And I'm just searching. And nigga just type in the word EndGame, bro. Looking for a movie. And I'm scrolling. Nigga then fucked around and found the EndGame battles from Bullpen. John, what you doing, dog? like what you got going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Breaking Glass Pictures presents Bullpen Battles. What you doing, John? Before I get into what I really want to say on this topic, let's go back to what John said about this topic.
So here we go with EndGame, right? Now you ask yourself, why was John want to battle Cassidy out of all people? And how was John able to book Cassidy for one? That was the questions. That was the questions. Because it was a three-way party deal between me, Cassidy, and another entity. This other entity was going to take the footage and put it on other platforms to generate other revenue outside. That's why I was like, this could potentially a fucking $1 million deal. You had the people from Paramount coming out, and this was going on some other shit. This was on some whole other shit. So what I did was, with this deal being that, okay, y'all gonna take this footage and be in control of this footage. Okay, y'all cut this check. Cut this check, and that was the deal. So all right, they give me the money. I take the money, boom. I pay Cassidy, and I pay the other battles. I booked the other battles. There was another check coming contingent on Cassidy showing up. Now, of course, Cass don't know this because it's like, all right, if I'm talking to Cass and Cass agreed to a certain amount of money, that's all he's entitled to. So if there's other money on the side, that's if not on the side, but if there's other money coming, he's entitled to a back end deal anyway, with everything else, with the residuals of the other deal and the pay-per-view and all of that. So whatever. So that the remaining balance of the money that I was gonna get at the event after the battle, that was the remaining money to pay everybody. It was the back end for the event. That's what it was. So when Cassidy don't show up, what happens? Are we smart? If Cassidy doesn't show up, and this deal is based on Cassidy because it's his name that sold these people. It's his name. It was supposed to be his reach. Now, while he's not promoting and all of this other shit, and then you do a pop-up, an interview here, an interview there, and all of this shit, and then I find out the morning of, somebody else text me talking about he's sick, and niggas is trying to play it like I've been new and kept on going with the event. What sense does that make? Or I heard, once I found out Cassidy ain't showing, I'm supposed to cancel the whole event. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? So even when that back end money didn't come from the people that we did the deal with, I still went in my pocket and I paid what I could. I couldn't pay niggas what I don't have. I paid niggas what I could. When that whole shit went wrong, I paid niggas what I could. Where the fuck is the scam?
All right, man. So John, this is what I want to say, man. I get the fact that you did an event. I get the fact that Cassie didn't show up to the event. And I get the fact that there's a trickle-down effect of everything that happens when that doesn't happen. When you don't have a main event, you don't have a battler, Cassie don't show up. I get there's a trickle-down effect and everybody is not getting paid. Jazz doesn't get paid. Sears Jones don't get paid. Danny Myers don't get. List goes on every nigga on the card, right? You don't remember that card. That card had Tay-Rock on there. It had Clone on there. It had Bad News on there. It had Rex on there. It had Jazz on there. Shit Rack on there. It had Sears Jones on there. A lot of names on that card. Niggas did not get paid. But I gotta be honest with you, John. I don't feel like your business was honorable in this at all. I don't feel like it's honorable. Maybe there is something that can be explained to make it feel honorable, but there is something that you said in this audio that just doesn't sit right.
There was another check coming contingent on Cassidy showing up. Now, of course, Cass don't know this because it's like, if I'm talking to Cass and Cass agreed to a certain amount of money, that's all he's entitled to. There was another check coming contingent on Cassidy showing up. Now, of course, Cass don't know this,
Because Cass doesn't know this. That's what you said. Because Cassidy doesn't know this. Bro, this whole event was about Cassidy, man. You even said it in the live. You said basically everything was contingent on Cass. Everything was contingent on his reach. There's no such thing as a Cass don't know this. Cass got to know everything. He's the engine behind this whole event. And I got to be real, man. I kind of feel like you and this dude had a deal. Because you even said it yourself, I feel like this could be $1 million deal or whatever, multi-million-dollar deal. I feel like you and this dude had a deal. You knew the kind of money that he had that was playing with. And then you thought, who can I get that can make sense for the kind of money he wants to spend? And then Cassidy comes to mind. But you didn't really want to battle Cassidy, bro. So you go into this negotiation and you're not even negotiating from a standpoint of, I really want to battle him because he's it's EndGame. You didn't really look at Cassie like he was your EndGame. I don't even feel like Cassie is your EndGame. I don't even think you have the respect for Cassie like that as your EndGame, like maybe like a Mook or a Lux. I just felt like from a financial standpoint, he became your EndGame and you needed him to make this deal work. So if you and him, let's just say you and him working on, go by your words, this could be $1 million deal. Let's just say, so he cuts you a check. Then you go to the battlers, and I spoke to the battlers, John. You go to the battlers and you make it sound like this is just a regular bullpen event. The battles will drop on YouTube because this is a typical bullpen event. How much would you battle so-and-so for a bullpen event? And everybody's going to think, okay, let me give John some type of deal because he's a league owner. Let me give John some type of deal because I'm on the Cassidy card and there's going to be a lot of eyes on me. Let me give John a deal because I've been battling on the app and this is a YouTube release. So everybody's going to give you some type of discounted deal because they're going to feel for your situation. You're a league owner trying to put on for battle rap. Y'all get deals. Smack don't get these kind of deals. You know what I'm saying? They ain't giving Smack these deals. They give y'all niggas these deals. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all are the battle rappers and y'all are each other's peers. So it's like you get all these particular deals. You're able to talk to some people. I'm working with this. I'm working with this. Not working with this. Not working with this. You cut the check. You get this person for this amount of money. This person for this amount of money. If this deal was to blow up and it was to be a big situation and there was another check and back end money and all this kind of stuff, who was really going to know about that? If only you and him got the deal going on. You even admitted Cassidy didn't even know about it.
There was another check coming contingent on Cassidy showing up. Now, of course, Cass don't know this because it's like, if I'm talking to Cass and Cass agreed to a certain amount of money, that's all he's entitled to.
So technically, y'all niggas can get all this bread and literally can cut everybody out. And I ain't really trying to grind you up, John, but you literally can cut everybody out. It ain't even just Cassidy that should be getting some back end money. There's literally mad niggas on the card. You don't think Rex worth no back end money? You don't think Rock worth no back end money? You don't think Jazz worth no back end money? Everybody on the card is worth back end money. They all are part of the production. So yeah, Cassidy may be the engine that's driving everybody or driving the deal with the investor, but everybody made this shit work. Everybody made, and these are big names. Rex, Tay-Rock, Jazz, these are big names in the culture still. You basically negotiated, bro, not in good faith. If you was to get a check on the end, make some big money, if you and Cassie would have went crazy on the promo and everything, it would have been a big hit, and maybe you didn't have to deal with all these other battles. The Hitman battle Geechee around the same time, and Calico did the Mook and Arsenal battle. If you didn't have to deal with that under normal circumstances, and the whole battle rap community was ever able to focus on John and Cassie, and it was a success, and the views went good, and the battle ended up being good, and Cassie was good, you could have got a crazy back end, bro. And I don't think you was going to cut anybody else in on any other money. Maybe Cassidy, but I don't even think it's in his contract what the back end would have been. So therefore, you could give him what you want to give him based on some numbers that you and this investor then came up with that maybe he don't even really know about. And I don't even feel like the other niggas on the card shouldn't be worthy of the money either. I feel like they should also get a cut. And if it's a success, then you and this nigga can do another deal that nobody else knows about. And I honestly feel if you're not going to put the battles out on YouTube and it's going to come out on a network or Paramount or whatever, you got to tell people, bro. You got to tell people. I don't think it's fair at all that Smack be like, yo, I need y'all. I want to book an event or whatever. And then you show up and it's a whole bunch of Netflix cameras and all that. And nobody knows these battles are for Netflix. Y'all just cutting deals off niggas' talent. And y'all not going to let us know it's on Netflix. It wouldn't be fair for URL to do that either. You can't have battles coming on Tubi, bro, or wherever they going to come. And niggas think this is just a typical YouTube battle. That's not negotiating in good faith, man. It's not negotiating in good faith. And the fact that all this stuff kind of happened, it almost seemed like it was karma, bro. When Cassie went on MS3's podcast and he said that somehow you've messed up the business or something about the business wasn't right, maybe Cassidy found out something about this event and was just like, yo, this shit not even really making sense, or whatever the case may be. Maybe that was a situation. Maybe Cassidy gave you a discount because he's Cassidy and you're John, and he realized that it's not a URL or RBE. This is like bullpen, little small bullpen. Cassidy probably might, let's just say Cassidy would have charged URL $150,000 a battle freeway. But to battle you, realizing it's a small league, he just tell you I'll do it for 90 grand, 80 grand, 100 grand. He would have given you a deal without knowing that the potential on the back end was so crazy, and he's not even aware of it. There is a good possibility that maybe Cassidy found out something about this event, whether he got word of what was going on with the investor, whether he got word about this, and whether or not he just felt like the energy or the business wasn't right, and I don't want to be a part of it because I probably signed up for something that I'm not even getting my full value of what I bring to the table. That's a real possibility now. Because let's be real, we do know Cassidy backed out the battle. We also know the nigga really wasn't sick. That's not the reason he backed out. He said he backed out because of some type of bad business. He just didn't say what it was. So whatever it is possible that maybe he got word or something. I don't really know. But a lot of this is just karma. For this is just, you really didn't negotiate from an honorable spot. And I just got to be real with you. I ain't trying to rehash old stuff or whatever. For me to see these battles on Tubi is wild as fuck to me. And this Breaking Glass Productions, you got you got some other shit going on over here with this production company and all this kind of stuff. You gotta let people know, man. You can't be negotiating. Everybody that battle on the end game needs to know what their talent is gonna be bringing to the table and what the footage. Where is the footage going? And I get it. Yes, you are the league owner and the footage is yours and you don't technically have to let nobody know and you technically don't ever have to put it on YouTube. But you're being secretive, bro. It's secretive shit. I just got to be honest, because if I battle on your platform, I'm expecting the battles to come out on YouTube. When they don't come out on YouTube, I'm not buying this, oh, they on Tubi or they on fucking Hulu. Be like, yo, where's my money at? Where's my extra money at? And to know that I might have gave you a deal and you got a bigger deal down the road, it's not honorable, bro. I know a lot of niggas might not tell you this. It's just not fucking honorable. Chris, bias. Man, subscribe to the channel, man. Don't be a hater your whole life. Chris, bias.